Here's the attendance spreadsheet that I've made up for the 2013-14 school year. You see that I've got one sheet for each month of the school year, September through June. At the end I've got a totals sheet that will automatically add up the lates and absences, etc. throughout the school year, so I can just look that up anytime to see where we're at. I've also got what I call a student lookup sheet that will graph any given student's data versus the class average. I don't know how useful that is really for attendance. I mainly use this kind of sheet for my math units spreadsheet, but I just threw it in here just because I can, I guess. So use it or not, it's up to you. So we've got September. You notice that each student is just listed numerically. Of course, you're going to be changing those, and I don't have a grade listed up here just yet. Okay. Now, if you want to modify this for your classroom, the first thing you're going to want to do is for each month, you will need to delete or add columns according to your needs. So let's say if I have 30 kids, I'm just going to take those extra rows and I'm going to delete those columns. Okay, there you go. Delete selected rows. And there you go. Okay, I'll undo that, but that's just to show you. Now you'll have to do that for each month. However, to input your names, you only need to do it once. So you'll need to go to the September spreadsheet and change your grade. I'm grade 5, and when you start putting in students' names here, then you'll see that in the following months those changes are going to be shown there too. Okay, so Jillian, Leah, Chris, Mike, and Yuko are showing up in all of the subsequent months. Okay, so you just have to do that once. And of course, when it comes to just inputting your values, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, we have an A represents an absent, and late is an L, capital or lowercase, whichever you like. H is missing homework, and in my school we have uniforms, and so I want to keep track of the uniform slips I give out for improper uniforms, just so I'm not losing that piece of paper or lose track of that kind of stuff too, as sometimes happens. Anyway, so here Jillian's late a bunch of times, or sorry, she's absent a bunch of times, and then she's late here. She's having a pretty rough September. And you can see that the tallies on the right hand side, they're just automatically populating and adding up those numbers there. Okay. Likewise, Leah's she's not really on top of her homework these days, and so we're seeing some. Okay, so I've just put some values in here just to show you what's going to happen on the total sheet and to show you what might happen on the graph. One thing to note is that it is possible to put two values in for somebody. Let's say they're late one day and they don't have their proper uniform. I can just type an L and a U, and you see for student 6 here, both of those are going to go up by 1. Okay, so there we've got a late here, and our uniform went up to 2. Only one color will show in this cell, unfortunately. That's I didn't really worry about trying to figure out the colors there, but the important thing is though they're both going up. The tallies are both going up. Likewise, it's their homework and uniform. Okay, so those have both gone up there. So you can do that. You can use comma or not. It's up to you. Doesn't really matter. If I use a comma, I run out of space, but just no comma is fine. Okay. Now, if we go down to our total sheet, we're going to see that we're seeing some different numbers showing up here, and the colors are slightly different. The higher number is going to show as a darker color. I just did that just for fun. Okay, and at the very end we've got our class average. Okay. We see now our class average is showing up on this graph, and if I go to this cell here and I type somebody's name, then it's going to automatically look up that person's data and graph it against the class average. Okay. I think I had Chris here too, right? So there, that changes for Chris. Okay, there you go. Again, I don't really know how much you get from this for attendance purposes, but for, as I said, for math and other things like that, it's sometimes good to see that data just from a teacher's point of view. Okay, so that's that. Okay, and if you enjoy, then that's great. If it helps you out, then I'm happy. Okay, take care.